silences though. There's 3 silences.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely a PKB game.
Yeah.
I would say second item, treads, and then...
Jules is not the best right here because he actually like uses the Jules. She's setting up for other spells.
Yeah, I don't, you know, Jules is so situational for me on a lot of these intelligence heroes, Storm, Plop, Puff. I don't think that this is the best game for that. I think just getting that earlier BKB and being able to take fights is going to be very clutch.
Surprised they made Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker's unusual ban out unless you already show your one position. I think he counters AM and Lycan the most of the one positions, so they might be setting up for like an AM. AM actually seems pretty good versus IG.
Burning has played it a couple times this tournament, and he's done fairly well on the hero. This is kind of like a free ban for a team with last pick. They say, you know, what's the one hero I just really don't want to play against. Also, they're definitely picking a melee hero to pair up with Magnus here.
Yep.
So Bloodseeker is kind of an anti-melee hero in that regard.
Also, they can't give Invictus a 4th silence.
Yeah. I mean, they could.
All in on silence.
They could. Yeah, they might be too all in on silence at that point. It's you know, Dota's a delicate balance. You need to have a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
So we've seen Queen of Pain be, again, in a lot of situations where it feels like you need something neutral. We've seen tons of teams go for Queen of Pain. It hasn't really seemed to have very much success at the main stage.
This pick's also often a little tough too. You have to pick year 1 before you see the opponent's one, so you can also pick something more neutral. I think like Weaver's pretty neutral, is like pretty decent in most matchups.
Anything anti-melee is how I feel.
LGD's turn to pick.
Faceless Void.
Faceless Void.
Anti-melee. Yeah, I like it.
We've even seen Faceless Void and Magnus in power coming out yesterday. So
it could have been an option for LGD as well. No, I really like that pick. They've got
10 seconds
a ton of great heroes up against melee. This melee core that I do believe is coming from Burning for Ame, right?
Choose your hero.
There it is, the Troll Warlord plus Magnus that was mentioned right at the start gets closed out, and Invictus Gaming has some intimidating team fight with the Disruptor, Earthshaker, and Faceless Void. It's time for game number 1 to begin. Each of these teams is guaranteed top 6, but would love to win here today to get into top 4. Take it away, casters.
Top 4 is definitely what both of these teams are chasing. LGD versus Invictus Gaming. I'm Toby here with a wonderful Cinderin. And what a series, LGD versus IG. Still kicking hard. We look at the drafts, it's very expected, I don't want to say, of what we're wanting from LGD as well as IG.
Yeah, kind of. I think PPD made a good point that these two teams have been showing extremely high skill and also know each other very well. So when you're in that sort of comfort matchup, you could almost say, then there's 2 options. Either you try to really take them out of their comfort zone and completely surprise, or you stick to your guns because you kind of have an expectation of what the other team will do. And they've kind of just been, you know, counterpicking and counterpicking and counterpicking while getting their own heroes. There's a lot of heroes, obviously, to highlight in this game. 11 on the Magnus, we've got Bobuka Earth Spirit. The one that I think wasn't given that much attention was the OP Death Prophet, which I think he's maybe the best player in the world on this hero, or at least easily top 3, has been having outstanding games. I believe it was at the Kiev Major that IG were just first phasing this hero as the only team that got respect banned against them. So certainly a lot of comfort picks for both teams.
So it's that confidence to do it again, first phasing up that Death Prophet. We will get ourselves underway already. LGD looking to establish map control, and they are going to run that 11 Magnus up towards the off lane. Do you like the Tusker pickup as well? Something else that LGD has moved into. We see a lot of team fight coming out from him. Is the Tusker going to offer maybe that presence to the mid lane to try and control OP's Death Prophet?
It's a good hero against the Death Prophet in lane because Death Prophet is very movement-based when it comes to the lane. You when you siphon, you want to be able to run heroes down, or siphon to disengage or slow your opponent and run away from them, but the shards can counteract both types of play. In addition, it gives them catch. I think it's very nice when you look at how Victoria plays. He generally plays this Kunkka and the Tusk we see here as they were talking about. And I think this is just LGD's replacement pick when they can't get their Kunkka. This is a good way to go. It's similar to Kunkka in the sense that Kunkka has both the aggressive and the defensive potential with X Market Ghost Shift, and Tusk is similar. You have the aggressive and defensive Snowball, and the shards can also be used aggressively and defensively. So I think it's just a good hybrid aggressive defensive support pick that LGD seem to really favor for Victoria.
Well, we'll see just how effective it will be in this game. For the moment, Magnus has been forced off that top bounty rune. Burning will take it. IG haven't gotten onto the fact there was an observer ward also placed down around the corner. Everything else, as far as tempo goes from the game, what are both teams really looking for here? Are you happy just to let the lanes play out, maybe just look for that rotation gank in towards the mid and let the safe and the off lane just be very passive? Or should there be more rotations to other lanes? Or is mid just the focus?
It's a bit hard to say. The Queen of Pain is not the easiest target to gank for the Earth Spirit. Similarly, actually, we're going to have action right away. OP.
Yeah, he's actually letting the Spirit Cypher go pretty early on. Victoria comes in with a shard, pushing OP down. Somnus getting a lot of damage into OP. He's already going to just munch on the Tango. Happy tree. Bobica not really having an influence until that point, but now it's the supports who have to create space for their mids.
Yeah, this is every mid game at TI. It seems like.
The only thing we're missing is the Nyx Assassin mana burn,
Yep,
and it
that's
is
missing.
literally the classic mid.
That is true. No mana burn this time around. Did get first phase banned together with the Night Stalker, so Nyx still banned. No, that was I think the 100th ban on Nyx and the 99th on Night Stalker. When you see so many bans on that type of heroes, it really tells something about the style of play that the teams favor.
I was waiting for you to say it's going to tell about the patch log, which comes out shortly after TI.
More than likely going to have an influence on that. If the hero gets banned so much, it has a tendency to get nerfed. Nice bash from Burning. He's practiced that for years. One of the... Is he the oldest competitor this year, I think? He's 29.
The age of the player, I'm not certain. As far as the years of playing Dota, he's got to be up there.
He's definitely up there, that's for sure. One of the very old school players from all the way back in Dota 1. Went under both the nicknames of Burning and I believe AAA for a while. That's a long time ago when he played on eHome, 2000, I think 9 or 10.
I'll give you a +1 point for your memory, Syndrin.
Thank you.
I got a little bit of a movement coming out from Yao. Looks like he's just coming up for the 2-minute rune. And Bobica gets himself an action rune, so a double damage may not be enough. OP only has the Crypt Swarm plus the Spirit Siphon, so they don't have that instant. Earth Spirit up at level 2, so it's an opportunity. Roll forward, they keep the silence on Somnus, but it's not long enough. And now maybe the shards turn around. No, it cannot lock in Bobica. So Somnus will just burn the south. The gank potentially could have worked just because of that level 2 on the ES.
It's still successful for IG. You want to keep the pressure up on this Queen of Pain and not just let her farm and play aggressively on the Death Prophet. They want to respond, force the Queen of Pain to buy regen, so you delay her other item progression, and especially when you have that double damage. Oh, nice shards!
That's going to hold OP in position.
That's not enough. Already used that Shadow Strike onto the Earth Spirit, so they couldn't commit for the Death Prophet with it. And it looks like Bobica is just going to walk away for a little bit, probably use his Flask again, his Clarity here, and get ready to surprise. That's exactly what he's going to do. So I'm not sure if we're going to see him rotate and try to do anything elsewhere. For now, the off lanes for both teams are getting quite a decent amount of farm, as is the norm in this patch. So both of them sitting on level 3, not getting completely shut down whatsoever.
The only problem you probably have was for Magnus bottom lane. Troubles, Yao, here comes your snowball forward. XSS underneath the tower, the shards, he doesn't block him in, but the shackles still holding him in position. The Earth, he cannot get back. Not far enough into the safety of the tier 1 tower, so LGD claim the first blood on the off-lane Earthshaker. Meanwhile in mid, there goes your silence once more onto the Queen of Pain. But she has enough life to get back to the tier 1 without forcing the blink.
Had to buy an extra pack of tangos, and he's munching through all of them, I think, here. This aggression, so the bottle is getting quite a bit delayed. Seeing maybe going for this thing that has become a lot more normal in recent times, going the double null talisman before the blink, or sorry, the bottle, so that he can contest in CS, having a little bit of extra mana and health at damage output. It looks like the bottle will be coming out for OP though, so he's opting for that more. I mean, I'm not completely sure what the ratios are right now of what mid players do, but I feel like we're seeing more double null than null into bottle. But with DP, of course, if you have this head start, it's very nice. There's a lot of runes that are very good on DP.
Arcane is one of the best ones, especially into the later portion of the game.
Not so good right now.
No. But at least having the bottle, controlling the runes with Bobica, lets them bring Bobica back up to full health and mana, who's now going to be just hiding in a tree. Victoria walks past him, says hello, so they can at least shake hands for the moment. Bobica, it's like he still wants a rolling boulder forward. Someone's going to be able to catch him. Shadow Strike is down. He has Scream at level 2, and with OP there is no way Somnus can commit into the Earth Spirit.
He's going to use this Arcane rune to get that Siphon off of that nuke, and it's very low mana cost, obviously. I think it's pretty important for OP to have this rune right now. When I look at this mid lane is going way more the Queen of Pain's way than I thought it would. He is so far up on denies. 16 denies with the Queen to the 4 of Death Prophet has actually given Somnus more or less a full level advantage in this mid lane with both of the supports helping out. And that's good news for LGD. Getting that fast level 6 on Queen before Death Prophet gets her levels up allows you to go for that key kill in the mid lane that very often swings the game a lot.
Yep, and if Death Prophet starts falling behind, if it's Invictus Gaming playing reactionary, then they can't look to use their combinations either. And we can always think about like that big combination that IG have. If you get a good Chronosphere with all the damage that will come out from Exorcism, then you've also got your Echo Slam, your control from Disruptor as well. They're all finding levels on the supports. Just these teams simmering and not wanting to really open up just yet. LGD is getting a small advantage across the map, 1,000 in gold, 600 in experience. It's a small amount, it just means their lanes are going slightly better than IG's.
And that's very good for LGD when you also have this Magnus, because what has a tendency of defeating Magnus lineups a lot of the time. Actually, wait a second, Victoria, the roll missed though, so they're not going to commit. When it comes to Magnus lineups, the way we often see them lose is either that the Magnus team gets pressured really hard early on and gets pushed before Magnus's Empower starts really kicking in and giving his cores farm, or that you have the late game carries that can deal with this RP and melee cores. And looking across the board, I think IG would have liked to have a bit more success early on in terms of just raw laning power. LGD have drafted very well around that. All 3 of their lanes are doing very, very well here.
Yep, they're just counting their time until the right moment. May able to harass that bottom tier 1 tower quite heavily. This is with the catapult wave and is forcing an extra TP. It's Disruptor coming down, rolling boulder, able to connect on the Troll Warlord. Yao and Victoria's here, but Victoria can't get in straight away. That Earth Spirit kick doesn't work for the shot! Massively on the money! XSS, at least he can start to create a little bit of space, but he will not survive. LGD, huge kills. And the pressure on the tower will actually make this easier for Arme to finish the job and bring down that first tier 1.
This is one of the biggest strengths of Troll Warlord. In this early laning stage, he is extremely tanky. 13 armor. The first point in Berserker's Rage gives 6 armor. He wants to go this Ring of Aquila build. So IG, I think kind of naive even trying for that kill. They TP down the Disruptor, who's level 4. These heroes combining their spells don't have the damage until Shaker's level 6. And a bit of an assessment mistake there, giving LGD some very nice kills. Victoria in the right place at the right time. There was again, kind of that hybrid play with Tusk that was both aggressive and defensive at the same time. He saved the troll and gave them 2 kills with those ice shards.
They're going to go again. Victoria, here comes the shards forward, locking in the Earthshaker Q. What can you really do here? Puts up a wall of fissure, stunning and keeping the Troll Warlord at least away from the Earthshaker and OP. Reinforcements have arrived. The Death Prophet wants to fight. They're going to get it. The Glimpse dragging Troll back into the Spirit Siphon, plus the Exorcism damage. It'll be more than enough to bring down Arme. And with this, now it's going to be Invictus Gaming to push the other way on bottom lane and attack that tier 1 tower.
This was a lot better. That was a great rotation, bringing down these heroes, using the Exorcism aggressively like this. I think maybe a necessity for OP as well to get out of mid for a little bit, because maybe it's dominating him so hard. This kind of play puts his hero to good use while he's getting out-leveled in mid, at least to secure that bottom tower. And now Shaker's going to TP into mid to try and protect this against the aggression of Somnus and Victoria. So IG get on the board, getting the first tower of the game and a little bit of a kill to boot.
They do, but LGD are looking for a rebuttal. So they send Arme up to the top lane to attack it for the tier 1 tower. As you said, that mid lane was taking considerable amounts of damage. Invictus Gaming do hold it back for the moment. But IG's teamfight's going to get better. You have Chronosphere up for burning. You have the phase boots, at least for the movement speed of OP. When it comes to those teamfights, very critical for him to be in the right place. Bobrica, maybe not the greatest thing for him. Like, he's probably the weakest point of IG at the moment. Only now going to hit level 4, soaking up the experience in the mid.
This is something we see from Earth Spirits in quite a few games. It's a bit uncharacteristic for Bobrica because he has this like X factor on the hero, just a tendency to find these early kills. But in this game, I think he's a bit lineup limited in what he can do. There is no good lane to gank for him. Killing Troll with this hero is almost impossible. Killing Queen of Pain is very difficult when your mid laner is a Death Prophet. And in the top lane, maybe they could have found a pick on this Magnus if they combined their spells very nicely, but it's not the easiest either. So he's going to be a little bit slow here. This does happen sometimes to Earth Spirit. The main thing is finding level 6. Then even if your early game is slow, you can get that one great team fight with Magnetize, and then all of a sudden your hero looks like it never had a bad early game.
Still waiting for that team fight from LGD. You have Magnus. He currently went for a 4-2-1 build, so just focused on heavy farming for the moment. Does have the arcane boots. Needs that last critical item for the team fight, which is the Blink Dagger. And IG is a very non-invasive from both sides. They're not contesting any parts of the jungle for either side. It's pretty much everyone's got this almost ceasefire agreement. You're allowed to farm, and then we'll take a tier 1. Okay, then you take our tier 1 tower. Straight trade-off, we understand the rhythm of the game. But someone's going to change the beat. And LGD, under this smoke gank, maybe they can do exactly that.
This slow-paced game is certainly favoring LGD right now. They're getting through that difficult, or the hardest stage of the game, arguably, for Magnus. He's just been left to free farm. He's been giving Troll and Power multiple times, so the farm is just flowing in for LGD. And 11 will not skill his RP for quite a while, probably just get 4 in power, maybe even his talent. Yeah.
Perfect observer was going to see him. Victoria starts with the shot, just wants to block him off. Able to do so, Queen of Pain moving forward. The Fissure buys a little bit of time. There's a lot of mana in XSS, but LGD backing off the fight. They really didn't want that. Meanwhile, mid lane is OP attacking with the Exorcism, beating into the tower. They've got the Chronosphere for cover. They've got a Catapult behind them. Not to mention, all 5 heroes from Invictus Gaming have gravitated towards that mid lane.
Cute little ghost fishies. Getting the tower. I still, it's so weird to me. This cosmetic is weird.
Have you got something against fish?
No, not at all. It's just, she calls them her sisters. It's weird.
Have you got something against female fish?
I mean, I don't want to go there with this. Let's not make it about gender. Oh.
Bottom lane,
yeah, he's
comes forward. He's already moved down far enough. He won't be able to avoid the kick from Bobica. Goes for a quick hex. The wall is up, so he knows he can't go anywhere apart from just eat the shocking. Shackles was available, but doesn't use him. So IG rotate. They do find a kill. But while all this is happening, you've still got Somnus farming up the top lane. Everyone else has gone either into the jungle, into Ancients. Victoria's considering going on OP in the mid, but Armade's got other thoughts, looking for the double damage rune in bottom, but you're not even going for that. In fact, it's going to be into the bottle of OP.
We've actually seen surprisingly little stacking from LGD, maybe even none. This Troll with Empower can farm quad stacks of Ancients very easily on level 9, just having this blind from the Whirling Axis. It's a 4-second, 60% miss chance, and you cleave down these Ancients very fast, but they haven't actually been stacking for him that much. Maybe I missed a stack on the right Ancient camp, but it doesn't look like it actually. He already killed the big dragon there, and then he was like, whatever, I'll go for the other camp for some reason. They could have probably amplified Ame a lot more than they have by just stacking a bit more. When you have this slow of a game, it's not that difficult for the supports to just make that little sidestep and stack a camp or two, but they've been protecting their cores more than anything with both the Shaman and the Tusk, and this aggressive move looks like it's successful in mid. This Serpent Lords will take this tower. Goes the way of Yao.
Just wisely read by Yao, understanding that none of the cores from IG were there, especially the cores which can deal with Mass Serpent Lords, which really are not that many. You don't have the range for it, you'll have to tank through the damage, burning, as well as OP are really the only ones right now who can deal with Mass Serpent Lords. So they take the tower, and then LGD look towards the top lane. They're ready for a fight. Veil of Discord is up from the Queen of Pain, so amplification is there, the RP is skilled. You don't have Mass Serpent Lords, but there should be enough power if LGD can find just that one pick.
I think LGD still just want to wait for the blink, you know? Why not? Keep farming, keep building up this Troll and this Mag. As long as IG aren't bringing on the aggression, I'm with LGD with this game, with the pace it's having right now.
Just allow the farm to continue.
Yep.
Their gold lead is continuing to stretch bit by bit. It's just shy of 3,000 at the moment, just shy of 4K in the experience. So, yeah, LGD are happy to accept the status quo.
There's still good farm coming in for IG though. It's not all this Magnus and power, and now it's gonna start to ramp up now that he has the level 4 in power, and the natural like movement speed of the heroes is increasing. The Troll's going for that Yasha, so he's going to be able to traverse the map quicker and accelerate his farm. But so far Burning is doing a good job keeping up with this Troll more or less. He's about 700 gold behind right now, which I think is definitely admirable under the circumstances of the game.
11 bodies Blink Dagger. So
Yep.
it's just that group up. You've got smoke over on Yao. So if LGD want to look for a fight, they can do so. But is it still wise to do it? Like, you've got that Blink Dagger, you've got the timing right, but at the same time Invictus Gaming, they get their moment. They actually get the Blink Dagger for the Earthshaker coming on the Courier.
And neither team knows.
They smoke out of range of the Observer Ward.
Maybe they saw him get it delivered, actually. 11, I think, might have got the Blink Dagger under that Dire ward. They could have seen it, but the Radiant surely doesn't know that XXS has his. He is smoked up.
They didn't see it. They definitely didn't see it. XXS now coming forward, looking for that Blink Echo. Who's he going to find? Right now, the Echo Slam. It doesn't get the sound of the Troll Warlord. You can still get Q's ulti out, however, but the damage. Troll standing his ground. Snowball can pick him up and drag him forward. They're going to find the kill already. Flipping the Earthshaker like an omelet into Bobakar as well. LGD really not being punished when they get caught out. You can at least put down the Chronosphere, combining with the X's, but Yao holding OP in position. They need space with the RP. LGD! They already thought they had themselves a good fight. They end up claiming 4 hero kills.
I'm really surprised they tried to go for that. Like, it looked like a good chrono into DP ulti, and they do get that 1 kill on the Tusk, but they were kind of just going in 2-on-5. Disruptor was already forced out of the fight after getting his Static Storm down. They didn't get that kill, and the Troll once again just a bit too tanky. That Echo Slam has to connect first. And instead of going for a mini blink there, the Shaker tried to melee Echo Slam, but he was a little bit out of range. Then he has to blink to get the Enchant Totem, and that creates the distance for Trolls. We're going to see it here. The Echo actually, I think it missed completely. It did. Now he gets in, gets the Fissure, and that little bit of damage. That's what they were lacking. Troll turns around, starts hitting with that high lifesteal, and Victoria brings him in with the Snowball. Again, that both defensive and aggressive play at the same time with the Snowball this time around is going to put LGD in a great position. Now they have the Aegis and a 5k advantage.
That really is the sweet spot for LGD. Exactly what they wanted to do. Their first team fight, the reveals of the Blink Daggers. Invictus Gaming not getting what they want. They have to wait until you get Echo Slam back off cooldown before you have these big, long cooldown abilities. Another minute or so until you get both Void, Ulti, and Exorcism back.
That's a good point about the Dire lineup. It's very cooldown reliant. The Radiant obviously have some key cooldowns as well in the RP and the Sonic Wave, but outside of those, when you look across the lineups, it seems like the key cooldowns are more integral to the success of the Dire teams. Just plays around the map than for the Radiant. So whenever these fights happen, LGD are going to feel confident to both farm aggressively and push towers. And with the Aegis, it's going to be no problem whatsoever for Ame to just walk down this right side of the map. Look at his net worth right now compared to everyone else in the game.
9.5k. He's a full 2.5 grand in front of the Faceless Void. You said it was
only team fight and Empower
before.
Good team fight and Empower, and there you go. So Sanjin Yasha, Mask of Madness, Phase Boots, minute 17. This is really, really high farm. This is above his standard for Troll, for sure.
LGD are now moving that Troll to the top lane. Burning, being forced out of his own jungle. He wants to be able to farm this, but thanks to the Observer Ward vision from LGD, they can see Invictus Gaming's movements around the mid-tier 2. They'll understand when IG also go into their jungle. But the easier way just to make that jungle more fearful, remove all of the outer towers on the top lane.
Troll took this tower down in a matter of seconds with Empower, and he didn't even ulti. Just Empower and the Fervor stacking up. This is pretty bad news for IG. They're actually getting crushed after their own aggressive move. That backfired so hard that they lost complete control of the map.
Here comes the fight again. LGD trying to keep that momentum and make it even bigger. It's the smoke maneuver. As well, it can break. They don't find a target just yet. For top lane, it's going to be the Earthshaker. RPM up, the solo flip. OP will arrive, but then again, you put the Mass Serpent Wards down. And Yao even caught the Earth Spirit. Bobaka wanting to come and help. The Glimpse, he's just trying to get some space here. Q begins his TP, but it won't happen. Invictus Gaming are dropping like flies. And LGD, they can do no wrong.
This is an absolute beatdown right now. This tier 2 tower is gone as well, and all of these IG teamfight abilities that you look at and you're like, this is a great teamfight lineup. It's just not happening. The lanes went well for LGD, the Queen of Pain and the Troll had good starts. They got that one good fight, and their lineup just is snowballing completely. Now the TP in from Bobaka.
Are they really going to be able to do this? The Troll Warlord, man fighting up against the Earth Spirit. OP needs a big fight. Burning looking for the Chronosphere. They'll actually isolate Ame, but remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal. Shaker's going to lose his life just to burn this. And Burning, well, there goes your Chronosphere. OP, he needs this kill with the Sonic Wave. The damage amplification just way too much. Invictus Gaming, 4 heroes down. You know you're going to make it 5. Q can run, but they call GG in sub 20 minutes. LGD, this is a curb stomping by them.
LGD
man, this game's just over. Literally. I mean, what is... IG knew they were going to lose a lane of Rax there. And if you lose a lane of Rax 20 minutes in against a lineup with Magnus Troll, it's not